So today we're on our way over to Wimbledon to go and look at a damp situation on a grade 2 listed building. The reason why the client called us is because they've obviously got damp on an inside wall. What I've been told is that it's probably linked to an exterior defect. We'll always try and work out exactly how that water might be coming in, and that's always looking for the probable cause. Now, it's not always obvious. Sometimes it's a leak coming from guttering, sometimes there's a defect in the roof, and then what we usually do is we give a remedial solution to the exterior of the property and the exterior work, and then we allow usually a 4 to 6 week drying period, and that allows that masonry to fully dry before we go out and do a secondary damp survey. And if a treatment is needed, we carry out treatment. If it's just decoration, obviously we can provide that too. I think the most important thing, especially when you're dealing with a grade 2 listed building, is allowing nature to just dry these materials before you go and put a harsh damp treatment on a building. I think we need to really try and slow down. We really need to take an approach where we remove the water ingress or the defect from the exterior or even from a plumbing leak, and then from that point we dry it out, and then once we dry it out then we make that assessment after, and that's the way damp treatment should be carried out.
Yes, do come in. How are you? Paul Frank. Quickly fill you in. It was built about 1850, finished 1861. Divided into 4 apartments, I think in the late 1940s. And this is one of them. So the real problem here is that.
Okay, so we've got an exterior touching order.
Yeah. That's interesting. What's that?
This is a moisture meter. So what this does is it actually records and gives me an indication of how much moisture is in the masonry behind the pad. And what I'm doing now is I'm getting higher readings right in the central area here, and it's tailing off. So what that means to me is something's leaking from the outside on the outside. It's got a cascade kind of filter.
This is actually the drainage gutter. Going down there.
Interesting.
And there's a wall over there. The problem was that the guttering and this guttering pipe down here all blocked. Okay, so really that's the problem.
Okay.
And we'll go outside and I'll show you what. But thank God it's not raining. So basically this is the entrance to my garden. This is the area. That's the wall.
Yeah.
That's the pipe.
Yeah, I can see exactly what it is.
I can tell exactly what's happened here. So where you've had obviously an external leak on the defective rain goods, what's happened is the moisture on the rain has cascaded down the side of the building, and as the water constantly cascades down the building, what it does, it attacks the mortar and also it will attack the brick. So the brick faces, this is what we call a spored brick, and what that basically means is where the water cascades along, it attacks the mortar, gets behind the brick, and then the actual weather shield face of the brick pops off, draws and sucks moisture in. So that moisture is getting sucked in. Now, what happens is that once one or two areas become affected, because these are soft red bricks, which are a lot softer than your average London stock, they're a lot more susceptible to taking moisture in, and then they spore a lot quicker and faster, and the surrounding bricks around them will spore with them. So to make a repair like this, what we do is usually we look at the area, how much square meter point do we need to rake out, and then we need to put back in. And don't forget, this is a grade 2 listed building, so we're not sitting here trying to throw hard aggregates on the building, nor are we trying to invent work that's not needed on the building, because when you're dealing with a listed building, what you need to remember is we need to be sympathetic to the building. We want to try and keep as much which is original on the building, so we only fix what's needed. That's typical. It's a real soft brick, and you see how soft that is. This is too hard. This is a concrete mix. This is not lime. So that material there is far too hard for that brick. The great thing is that it's clean water that's been coming into the property. Now, if there was water coming from the ground into the property, we'd have a different scenario. But if it's just coming in from rainwater, the good news is that we should be able to fix these areas out here, and then after 6 weeks of drying time, go into the property, and hopefully within that 6 week period, that would have naturally dried, meaning we don't need to do decoration here, we don't need to do a tanking or a damp treatment, because those materials are really hard, they're made for modern buildings. These old buildings need to be treated really naturally, and we need to try and be as less evasive as we possibly can. We'll put that together for you. We'll illustrate the exterior defects and what's causing the actual issue, and then there'll be a remedial solution to fix the outside, and then once we've done that, we can readdress the inside with hopefully just a visit, an indication that the dampness is dried, and it's just be a
So you'll come back and then we'll talk.
Exactly. We'll get this over to you,
Good.
and we'll be in contact.
Well, thank you so much for
no problem. No, it's been a pleasure.
Really appreciate it.